Hey, let's be real. Finance used to be boring. Balance sheets, calculators, and a bunch of dudes talking about numbers nobody understood or cared about. But today, finance has gone through a glow up. It's not about just money anymore, it's about technology that makes paying your bills way less painful. It's about companies pretending, or sometimes actually trying, to be good citizens. It's about making sure we don't torch our planet before our grandkids can even learn how to ride a bike. You know, global warming, super typhoons, extreme wildfires, a new pandemic every now and then, the new normal. That is what we're diving into today. Fintech, ESG, sustainability. Three big buzzwords that actually shape how money moves in our world. In this video, we will be discussing these key topics. Okay, here's the thing. Finance isn't static. The way people handle money today is nothing like it was 10 years ago. Remember when paying your bills meant lining up at the Meralco, wasting 2 hours of your life, and cursing underneath your breath? Tagal naman ng pila. Namasahin na ako papunta dito at ang init-init, anak ng tokwa. And now, you just tap your phone while lying in your bed. Imbis na magpasahe ka pa, balikan, magpipila, maiinitan. Now, you just pay a 15 peso fee using your GCash app. That is fintech, finance, and technology in one word. Fintech. On the other side, investors are demanding companies to act responsibly. No more dumping waste into rivers and still expecting people to clap. That is ESG. And finally, sustainability is the constant reminder na huwag mong uubusin lahat ngayon at wala na tayong magagamit bukas. Don't waste our resources, because if you spend too much, then we'll lose everything. So why does it matter? Because if you don't get these things, you'll be left behind in the world where money is moving forward with or without you. Digital Finance and Fintech Impact on Philippine Financial Management. Chapter 1. What is Fintech? Let's start with Fintech. It sounds fancy, but really it's just financial technology. Translation: using tech to make financial services less of a headache. If you've ever used GCash, Maya, PayPal, or even online banking, you've already used fintech. Think about it. Before fintech, you had to stand in line to deposit money, pay bills, or transfer funds. Now, you can literally pay for a tricycle ride with QR code. Well, not everywhere, pero sa Grab pwede na. So, fintech is equals to speed, convenience, and less stress. No need to be a genius about it. It's just moving forward. With finance moving into the modern age. Now in the Philippines, fintech is huge. Globe Telecom has made a digital wallet that everyday people can use. GCash alone has over 70 million users. That's like 2/3 of the country. People use it for paying bills, buying loans, shopping online, and even kids using it with new technology for the games such as in-game money like Robux or skins ML. PayMaya is competing with GCash while Coins PH lets you buy Bitcoin if you're feeling adventurous. And even in banks like BDO, BPI, they got their act together with decent mobile apps. Di ko na kailangan pumunta sa land bank kahit isang beses kasi sinasend ko na lang lahat ng pera ko online. That's 230 pesos na natipid ka sa pamasahe. Kasi pumunta ako sa bangko, 100 papunta doon, mamusaya ako sa tricycle, babalik ako, tricycle ulit, and then babalik na naman ako dito, 100 ulit. But that's not just about convenience. For many Filipinos who don't have a bank account, fintech is their first step into financial inclusion. Imagine being able to save, invest, or send money without having stepped foot in a bank. That is life-changing. Not everyone has access to banks. Remember, some people doesn't have ID or some people are too poor to even consider going to banks. Chapter 2. Sustainable Finance and ESG Considerations. Now let's talk about ESG. Companies are no longer judged by just profits. Investors also ask, is this company good for the environment? Does it treat people fairly? Is it managed responsibly? That is ESG in a nutshell. ESG is basically the new report card for companies. It's not enough just to make money anymore. Now, investors and customers want to know: environmental. Are you destroying the planet? 2. Do you treat your employees and customers and communities fairly? And 3. Governance. Is your company managed responsibly, or are you just a bunch of corrupt jokers? Think of ESG as a world's way of asking, "Uy, company, are you a decent human being or just another corporate villain in a Marvel movie?" Here in the Philippines, big companies are talking about ESG seriously. San Miguel had been investing billions in renewable energy like solar and hydro projects. Ayala pushes for sustainable buildings, building malls and offices that are energy efficient and eco-friendly. Jollibee runs a program to help farmers, running programs to help farmers and communities. Those are just a few examples, but is it perfect? Of course not. It's not perfect. Some companies are just doing it for the PR, but the point is, ESG is no longer optional. Companies that ignore ESG are starting to lose investors and even customers. It's about profit and purpose. Chapter 3. Corporate Governance, Best Practices and Compliance. Whether companies like it or not, ESG matters to money. Investors today won't just ask, will this company make me money? They also ask, will this company still exist in 20 years if the environment collapses? So companies that ignore ESG may lose investors and customers. Here's the harsh truth. Money talks, and investors don't want to lose money on a dying company. So if a business keeps polluting the rivers, abusing workers, or running shady deals, guess what? It's going to collapse eventually. Just look at the contractors of flood control projects. Investors see ESG as a way to protect their money from long-term disasters. So now, ESG is directly linked to whether a company gets funding or not. If you want investors, you'd better show that you care about more than just profits. Otherwise, good luck raising a capital. Chapter 4. Financial Innovation and New Instruments in the Philippine Markets. Sustainability sounds complicated, but it's really simple. Don't screw up tomorrow just to look good today. A classic example is a company cuts down all the trees just for a quick profit. Yay! Short-term money! But in a few years, no forest, no business. In finance, sustainability means investing in stuff that lasts, like renewable energy and eco-friendly projects and businesses that won't collapse in 5 years because they poison the environment. That's basically the long game. Less short-term greed, more long-term survival. May nagbawas ng semento sa mga proyekto, tas ngayon, ba na lagi sa mga Tagalog. That is greed. May short-term money nga sila, pero ngayon wala na silang business. Sustainability in the Philippines. The Philippines is slowly catching on. We've got solar farms in Nueva Ecija, eco-friendly malls built by Ayala, and even banks offering green loans for sustainable businesses. What's cool that these projects aren't just good for the planet. They make financial sense too. Energy efficient buildings save money. Solar power lowers electricity bills. Green financing attracts international investors. So sustainability isn't just tree hugging, it's smart business. Chapter 5: Future Trends in Philippine Financial Management. Now let's be honest, it's not all rainbows and unicorns. A lot of Filipinos still don't trust digital banking. Some still think GCash is a scam. ESG and sustainability projects can be expensive. Not every company can afford solar panels or eco-friendly factories. And even when they can afford them, it's expensive to replace existing systems. And people hate change. Employees resist new systems, leaders don't want extra costs, and customers don't always care. And some changes are not so welcome, like how recently it became so easy to gamble using direct access of gambling sites to e-wallets that the government had to intervene to stop it. So yes, progress is happening, but it's like pushing a jeepney with a flat tire. It's painfully slow. Now, why should you care? Because this stuff affects your future career. Whatever your field, business, government, teaching, healthcare, money is moving in these directions. Fintech will shape how you handle payments and salaries. ESG will shape what companies expect from you. Sustainability will shape how projects get funded. If you understand these trends early, you'll stand out. And if you don't, you'll sound outdated. Like your coworker who still says, "Ay, ikaw na lang, di ako marunong gumamit ng computer na yan." In 2025, that's not gonna work. Even the government understands this and requires new students to have updated skills, or else you're likely not to be hired. So here's the final punchline. Finance has grown up. It's not just about pesos and profits anymore. It's about technology and what makes money flow faster. Responsibility that makes companies act like decent citizens. And sustainability that makes sure we don't screw over future generations. Mind you, these new generations, well, they don't mess around with their futures. They will fight for their rights and go to the internets, go to the streets, and cut ties with their family members that are backwards thinking. Pagod na yung taong bayan. And with the internet, even these kids know better. So either you get on board, or you get left behind, still holding their passbook while the rest of the world is trading cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and saving the planet. A president once said, "Change is coming." Well, now, change is here. Change has arrived. At kung di ka humabol dito, you'll be left out. Okay, bye!